right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Be Elite podcast. My name is Mr. Smith. I'm the podcast advisor. Happy 2025. We are excited you're here. And today we have our awesome podcasters. We have Gavin, we have Xavier, and we have Elisa joining us right now. So we have our awesome podcasters, and we have two special guests. They are doing something very unprecedented in the world of virtual schools. They are making an all-school musical virtually. So we have Riana and everybody's favorite teacher. This is very awesome. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Smith, and thank you to the entire podcast team for having us.
I don't know about everybody's favorite teacher, but hopefully somebody's favorite teacher.
I think there's a few somebodies out there. Absolutely.
Well, it is an honor. I am so passionate about bringing music to our school, and that was one of the big catalysts for how this project came to be. So we're excited to be here to chat about it.
So happy that you're here. I'm going to let the students go ahead and jump into this. Gavin, you want to take the first question?
Yes, and a lot of people ask, probably a lot of people, that if you were to, a lot of people, first thing this would come to mind is, what is the all-school musical?
Yeah, so the All School Musical at Elite is the first ever original student-written musical. All of the Elite students that are participating are writing the concept, the story, the lyrics, the music, just a mini musical, if you will, that is all original. And we're going to be debuting it in the spring on Zoom. So it's a really unique project because it integrates a lot of writing and creative concept and development, as well as a traditional school musical where you're doing the casting project and you're fitting people for roles and costumes and learning lines and rehearsing the script. But with this added challenge of debuting it over technology, over Zoom.
Yes, that's very interesting.
Yeah, so we're excited to see all of these students participate. We're about at the midway point right now, and we're really, really excited.
Same for all of us here.
I'm sure the question has come up to everybody who's heard about this all-school musical. How exactly are you guys going to pull it off online?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, our musical concept, it actually follows the same theme as our school theme this year, which is Camp Elite. So our musical takes place in a camp, a camping trip. And we've just come up with the title of the musical, which I hope I'm okay to leak here for the first time ever. The title of the musical is What Could Go Wrong? And we have a beautiful opening number that's already been written. Time to explore the wild unknown. What could go wrong? Miss Riana?
The great outdoors so far from home. What could go wrong?
An adventure that you just can't replicate. The wilderness awaits. And so the musical takes place. It follows some students on a camping trip and some mysterious, perhaps paranormal experiences that happen involving a magical geode that they come across, a nefarious villain antagonist by the name of the Shadowbringer. There's a little bit of everything: singing fish, talking trees, mystical lakes, time travel, teleportation. We're doing it all
Pretty
in this
much
musical.
everything you could ever desire in a musical format, led by the imaginative minds of all of the students at Elite. I mean,
And Elisa, to go back to your question, how are we going to pull it off? Well, we're relying on the students to bring their talents, their passions, and their energy to make this possible. And the cool part about it is a lot of people might think that doing something virtually is limiting. But we all know from being involved at our school that actually it opens up a lot of creative opportunities that you can't get in an in-person setting. So we have the power to use technology to our advantage to really enhance what we want to do with the presentation of this musical, involving backing tracks, orchestral arrangements, seamless cuts to pre-recorded videos, synchronized music videos that can help move the plot forward and tell this story that we're going to tell, as well as the use of virtual backgrounds and all of the fun Zoom meeting effects that we can employ to our advantage to really pull people into our world.
And I want to just jump in there real quick because you touched on something that's very true. Because when you think virtually, yeah, people put limits on us, right? Like you can only do so much. If you look at our YouTube channel, you'll see we have music videos that were created virtually. Mr. Nelson and the students created amazing music videos, including the Be Elite anthem. So I love that you're doing that and that you're pushing the boundary, because we are doing things that haven't been done in a virtual school, and we're continuing to do it. So I just wanted to pop in and say thank you for that.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. I appreciate that a lot, and you're a huge part of that too. To support and spearhead projects like our podcast club and encourage students to use technology to their advantage to create things is something that you and I have a lot of alignment with. And that's why we're excited about this musical. Is it really gives students an opportunity to do something live that is also combined with production skills, technical skills, and that creation process that we're so excited for our students about.
Yeah, and from a practical standpoint too, from a traditional standpoint, it gives students who are otherwise a little bit more shy or hesitant to come onto camera or unmute the opportunity to be at home often and rehearse their lines before they jump on or jump off mute rather, and try it in front of the group where you would not have that experience if you were in a real classroom setting or a real theatrical experience. It'd be a little more trial by fire, and we certainly do some little hot seat moments where we're like, all right, come on in and let's try this. But to have the opportunities as a student to test out your own creativity, your own songwriting abilities, lyric development, plot and concept collaboration, and to not feel so in the spotlight if you don't want to be, I think is a really unique part of doing a theatrical production online. And that was one of my goals as the director for the all school musical, is to provide each student an appropriate opportunity for what their goals are and what their personal confidence levels are, and hopefully increase everybody's confidence by the end. And we're seeing that already just in the first couple months of this program.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. And I mean, I love the information you're providing here, because when you do hear this, you think like, what is it about? How is it going to happen? And you
Yeah.
both have been great at kind of demystifying that. Gavin, do you want to go ahead with the next question?
Yes, I do. My main question is, what inspired you guys both to do a musical at Elite?
That's a great question. And I think our inspiration is very similar to the students who are participating, their inspiration to want to be a part of this. So I would like to turn this question back to one of our collaborators and star performers. Mr. Xavier is here with us, who is a part of our musical. From a student perspective, what do you feel like your inspiration is for wanting to be part of something like this?
Honestly, for me, it is pretty hard, especially because I'm in homeschool right now, and it's hard to be able to have this kind of experience to be in a musical, to do theater, to do acting. I mean, I never thought about it happening in a homeschool. But now that you guys are creating this opportunity for me to let my creativity flow and for me to express myself, it's truly amazing, especially because, again, this is an online school. This is homeschool. Like, I'm doing this all in the comfort of my home. I could be wearing pajamas and rehearsing my lines for all I care. And I mean, I just think that this is pretty awesome thing. You guys are really letting me spread my creativity. You're really letting me just like run free, I guess.
And that's very much the same inspiration that we had in wanting to do this, is precisely that, to give you as students the opportunity to do something that hasn't been done before, that utilizes music, creativity, art, theater, and community, and really have a collaborative opportunity to shine.
Yeah. And I couldn't have said any of what you guys are saying better myself. It um it sometimes this inspires all of us, where certain figures inspire us to do things that out of our comfort zone. And what are you like, you have to sometimes you have to learn to push your limits a little bit to have a lot of fun and learn things and, like, live life at its best.
Absolutely. And what
100%.
better way to do that than creating a musical from scratch? We started with, really walking through what is the hero's journey. We all have heroes in our personal lives, but also there's so many famous examples from films and books and stories and legends. And so we spent quite a lot of time setting up the foundation for what do we want this musical to feel like? What do we want if we have the opportunity to create a student musical that is really all from scratch? How do we want to do this? And what makes sense to make it really compelling? And we have the freedom of technology to actually teleport if we wanted to. So, what's the most mystical, magical, wild thing that we could create? And there is no shortage of creativity in at Elite in these students, and it's really really exciting to see from a lot of different ages. We have students as young as 8 or 9. We have students in high school. It's incredible to see the collaboration.
Exactly.
That's so
Outside the
great.
box thinking, I should add.
I think that's what Elite's all about. That outside the box thinking, because the box just confines our creativity. I see we have a comment from somebody whose parent would like to jump in real quick. Feel free to jump in, and then we'll jump to the next question.
Okay,
Absolutely.
yes, just back on that topic. Hi, I'm Xavier's mom. And inspiration, such a beautiful word. But with that being said, I have an elite student who is in 5th grade, and she is actually observing from the sidelines what is going on within the musical. So it's awesome that it's not just about being directly a part of, but just sitting on the sidelines gives inspiration, that courage and encouragement to be able to get the confidence, gain the skills to know what all of Mr. Derek and Riana are teaching. And the fact that this is also a skill, like, wow, this is actually knowing that this is possible online, as Xavier was saying, it helps them with skills that they can not just develop for themselves, but also hone in on, whether it's them personally doing the acting or maybe just the creativity part of it, or maybe something artistic and drawing some of the illustrations, who knows? But it also gives them some ideas of where they could go to where something like this is actually very profitable at such a young age that these kids can take with them further out. And so these opportunities are awesome, but it gives them inspiration on so many different levels. So I, as a parent of elite students, are very thankful and very happy for that. And I say, if anyone can get in, then go ahead. Because I had I ran into one of the teachers at Elite, and she has a student who's interested, and I let her know, you just gotta, go ahead and let them know, just jump in. You don't have to have any kind of criteria beforehand, because they have the judgment-free zone. But that inspiration and the collaboration between everybody is really awesome. So thanks.
Thank you so much, Jody, for saying that, because it is something that was one of our primary goals for Miss Rihanna and I, is we want everyone to have an opportunity to be included. This is a space for everyone, regardless if you're into dance or music or writing or singing, or just want to be a part of the process and observe as a support figure and soak in some of that magic and some of that energy. There's a place for everyone here, and that was a huge component of what we wanted to present as far as creating the all school musical.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself once again.
And Mr. Gavin, as far as having you're a man of many talents and a lot of creativity and songwriting and technical aspects. And why do you think it's important to have an experience where students can play a character and play a role?
I think it's important because people can express themselves in a whole different way. And like, it's a really good opportunity because you could say, oh, I did that and I went out of my comfort zone and I did something like this and this is awesome and I'm really glad I did it because it was really fun. I did it with my classmates and they couldn't have made it any more fun than it is.
Good
I
answer.
couldn't have said that better myself. Well said, Gavin.
Nice. Awesome. I'm going to turn it to Elisa now. Go for it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Derek Nelson and Miss Riana Hearing. What was your vision for this musical?
Ooh, I'll go first.
Good question.
That's a great question. I think so. As I conceptualized what I wanted my role to be, I'll start there. My role as the director, I think traditionally in a school musical setting, they would select the script, they'd have a very clear vision and idea for how this, well-oiled machine should work. But it's a little bit different when you're creating something from the ground up and you're writing the script, the concept, the songs, the lyrics. So I really wanted to be more of a consultant in this. I wanted to coach students into their creativity. I wanted to show them that this was possible to think outside the box and collaborate effectively. We talked in our very, very first meeting, our very first session, we talked about what happens when we have so many students collaborating on a concept, for example, for what this little plot nugget should be. And what do you do if you don't all agree? Is it full mutiny? Is it you team up? Is it full collaboration? Is it compromise? And so that was one of the things that was born out of our first session, was agreeing that there's always creative compromises, but that ultimately they will serve the story and they will serve the project the best. So my vision was, how can I support students doing that? How can I enlist the amazing talents that they all have, their incredible technical skills? You should see the chat in these sessions. Like I feel like I'm a fast typer and I'm pretty good with technical things, and it's just whizzing by. I'm like, how? So it is incredible to see their skills really come to life. And that's my hope, is to continue to coach and encourage and consult and bring their gifts forward. And Mr. Derek, I would love to hear if you have something to add to that, because a vision for something like this is a pretty powerful thing.
I love doing creative projects with Miss Rihanna. It's one of my favorite things ever. So I knew when the idea was formulating about the concept of doing a musical here at Elite, I knew that I couldn't do it without her. So after we made the arrangements to figure out how she could be involved and how we could collaborate on this, I'm really honored to be in the role of coordinator and producer, and to help the music production side of things and keep the project moving forward. And to be a part of these sessions is really special. My biggest vision is just to stay open. Stay open to student ideas, allow the process to be what it is meant to be, and to witness a truly organic and authentic creation that's done collaboratively has been sort of my biggest intention. And that way the student fingerprint is all over it. And that's what I want to see most. That's the part that excites me the most.
Thank you. I love that insight into both of you, your vision for this. And I really can't wait to see. And I can't even imagine being in the Zoom room, seeing the creativity with these students, and like you said, with the chat just blowing up. I know how that is. I'm very good technically as well, and I feel like a dinosaur sometimes when these kids are just going.
Yeah.
So no, thank you for that. Next up, we got Gavin.
Yep. This is a really good question. What are the biggest challenges you two foresee for this project?
I'll go first. I think time management is honestly going to be the biggest challenge. We have so many creative minds and so many amazing ideas, and the content pool that we're pulling from to craft a 45-minute production around is so massive that in order to try to stay on track, we have to move quickly. And so the time management piece is tough because I think the more time we spend in this world, the more our students and our collaborators want to flesh out the characters and the backstory and the environment and the culture and the history, and we're really building something special. And to have to feel like we have to rush that in order to meet our goals and our deadlines is probably the biggest challenge.
Exactly. I really agree with that because you have to work with everybody's schedule. And sometimes people can't make it, and that's okay. But like you want as many people in this but musical as much as you like. You need as much people as you want participating in here. And it's really hard to work around everybody's schedule because everybody has different days. Like, oh, my mom's going to the grocery store today, or oh, I'm free. Like, it. And I can agree with that because a lot of us have different schedules, and sometimes we all have to deal with us having big schedules, and we work with the time that's best for everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just want to add to that with our small podcast club, it's hard for us to find time that everybody's available. So I
Exactly.
can't even imagine on a grander scale trying to coordinate that on a regular basis. So
Oh
thank you
yeah,
for that.
that would be
Yeah.
difficult.
All right, Elisa, go right ahead.
Thank you for the musical. What is the end goal, and when and how can elite families be part of this amazing experience?
So, our end goal is to have a fully polished 45-minute musical ready to present over Zoom by the end of May 2025. And at the time of recording this, we are just finishing up the writing component and we're heading into casting in just a couple weeks. So, uh, Mr. Smith, I'm not sure when this is going to air, but if you're hearing this in time, our all school auditions are going to be on January 27th. And that is the opportunity for elite families to be part of the all school musical. There may be some opportunities as February rolls along to join if you are a last minute listener and you really, really, really want to be part of this. If you have some technical components you'd like to lend, like a digital stage manager, if you will, or maybe you want some kind of ensemble role. We have plenty of opportunities for speaking and non-speaking, singing and non-singing roles. And so we would love the support of families, parents, siblings, staff. Please come see our musical. It is going to be the first ever time that this has been done at Elite. And it'll be May 29th is our opening night and May 30th for a morning matinee closing day. So May 29th and May 30th, you can mark your calendars and you'll see a lot more coming down the pipe about this musical.
I'll definitely be there.
Amazing. Great.
No, that sounds amazing. And absolutely, yes, this will be out in time. So when you hear this and you hear those dates, please make sure you be a part of this. Do what you can because Elite is doing something amazing here. Students here are doing something amazing. Let's support them and let's show them that, we're all elite and we want to see everybody succeed. And I can't wait to see just the creativity that comes out. It's going to be a fantastic thing. Thank you both so much, Riana, Mr. Nelson. I really appreciate your time. Very, very excited for this. We look forward to more updates as we grow closer. And everybody, please make sure you subscribe to Elite on YouTube. Be up to date on all of our videos. We have Monday Minutes from our student leadership team. We have music videos like I spoke about earlier. Mr. Nelson and his amazing students have put together. We have a lot on there. So please go ahead and make sure that you are up to date on it. Hit that subscribe button so that way you get our notifications. And students, thank you so much. I appreciate your time as well. I appreciate your dedication. All right, everybody, signing off for the Be Elite podcast. This is Mr. Smith. Thank you so much. Take care.